So I live by this adage that if you're bragging, you should be taking profits. And why that really holds true is because whenever you're in a position and it's up enough that you're feeling really happy about it, you're probably not the only one. And that elation is reflected in the price. And so, that being said, I had to take profits on an Apple trade this afternoon, and the reason is because it was something that no one else was looking at last week, and I saw something that I really wanted to take, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This weekend, I saw a lot of people talking about Apple that they wanted to jump into it. It could go, I mean, but it's been rather boring for the last several 2 months, actually 3 months more. But that doesn't mean there's not opportunities within here. And so, what you really have to go back to is what I've been harping on for all of my trading, which is 50% levels. And normally, when you're looking for big moves to pull back, to a halfway point. But within consolidations like this, you can oftentimes find good trades. And so here's what I basically saw. Let's dig down a little bit. So there was a move here. Here's earnings. Earnings were around the 30th of October. So after earnings, the day after earnings, we had a little low here. So let's mark up that bottom there. I'm going to do it with my fib retracement. Lock that in, and boom. And then you had dividends coming up a little bit afterwards, and the high, the post earnings low to high, it's set up with a range right here. So mark this off. So there's my 50% level, and let's extend it out. And as you see, we had a little bit of price movement in here to sort of confirm where this level was. And then we came back to this point right here. And on Monday, the 23rd, about 3:30, yeah, that's when it seems to be. I took the 120 December 11th calls. And why I chose that is because whenever you want to take an option, your goal is to get that out of the money option in the money. That's where you get your real bang for the buck. And so if I'm going to play back up to the high right here, a short, play, let's just make this look the way it looked when I took it. Boom. If you're going to play it back up to this level right here, that's what you want to do. See, the level I was trying to play up to the high is about 120. So that makes sense why I'm going to put the strike price there. This is also going to be a short term. This is a 2 hour chart, or you could look on a 1 hour, either one. And a trade that size is only going to be on for a couple of days. And so you need to think about that in terms of time. Don't just take the weekly expiration that comes up trying to get it immediately, because then you may not have enough time. You want to give yourself a few more days than you think that you need, but don't give yourself too much time, because then you're just going to eat theta decay if it doesn't get there quick enough. So taking options is really an art in that sense, and it takes practice, and it takes experience. But the reason that I also wanted to play up to this level right here is if we look at the daily, let's get it back on auto, and we measure out another halfway point from the high to the low after this big move right here. Well, we can see clearly why price is respecting that level right there. It already hit it once there. And even though this is very choppy, it's consolidating, it's going up and down, you can still look for these halfway point retracements to find levels within a consolidation pattern. And so, if we jump forward to, today and see what we got up to, well, let me bring that out a little bit. Okay. So we basically came up to that point and at the 3 o'clock, right around 3 o'clock, between 3 and 3:30, and held it. So I was able to get that option down here on the 23rd for 110. And what I like to do is I like to at least get a 2 to 1 on an option, a 2 to 1 risk reward. And I think that's important because if you're buying options, you're going to be losing a lot more than you're winning. So you have to make sure that your winners are bigger. I went and checked today, and the highest price that option sold for was 325. So my 2 to 1 would have been 330. I got out for 305, but I'm content with that. I'm content getting close to that 2 to 1 goal. But the real story here is the price action. how you can have halfway points within halfway points, and you can play price between these ranges, and use any other indicator that you want. Perhaps you want to use an RSI, just throwing ideas out there. But just keep things simple. Don't draw crazy lines and use much else. Just look for these retracements, and you can find some pretty good trades. So see you guys in the next video.